I used to be that guy that spent all his money and time just doing stupid shit. And I just wasted my life spending it with friends that didn't share the same values as me. I'd scroll on social media for hours and I'd play video games until 3 a.m. like League of Legends, TFT, you name it. In the last year, I've somehow made a complete 180 and I've become extremely frugal with both my time and money now. The other day I was sitting with my cousins and we were all hungry. So one of them wanted pizza, one wanted Subway, and one wanted shawarma, I think. And I somehow convinced all of them to eat peanut butter sandwiches. So you might think I'm cheap, right? But you're wrong, because I don't cheap out on my fitness, my health, my meaningful relationships, and my business. But I do cheap out on many other things, and I'll explain in this video why I have become extremely frugal in my life. And if you stick to the end of the video, I'll tell you what I consciously spend all my money and time on now. I'm talking about thousands of dollars here. Principle number 1, consumerism is the greatest lie ever told. There might not be a formula for happiness, but there is one for unhappiness, and that is consumerism. I hate consumerism because we've been brainwashed to think if we make more money, we need to buy more things. We need to buy that new car, a bigger house, buy this, buy that. Let me get the newest iPhone, the latest smart TV. Give me, give me, give me. Consumerism is the only thing that will lead you to misery, because when you consume, you compare. When you buy that BMW, are you truly buying it because you genuinely enjoy that car? Or is it because you like the feeling it gives you to show off to society, to your friends, to your family, or even to fulfill your own ego? Okay, let me ask you this. Whenever you buy a material good, how long does that feeling last? You know that feeling you get when you're really excited off like that purchase, you get that high? How long does that last? 1 week? 2 weeks? 1 month? The point is, that feeling fades away just as all material things do. They have no inherent essence that fulfills you. The only thing it fulfills is your ego. And the sad thing about that is that your ego is always hungry. They said that the world wasn't big enough for Alexander the Great, but his coffin was. Even the greatest conqueror of all time had the entire world and it still wasn't enough for him. Because you enter this earth with nothing and you also leave with nothing. Author M.G. DeMarco of The Millionaire Fastlane warns us of the illusion of wealth, which is looking rich. He calls these people 30K millionaires. Someone who maintains the image of a millionaire but has zero net worth. It's so easy to look wealthy these days because all you have to do is lease or finance a payment over your lifetime. Society has led you to believe that wealth can be bought, but when in reality, the poorest people own the most things. M.G. DeMarco says that true wealth is freedom, family, and fitness, the 3 F's. So why should I buy the stupidest shit with my money just to be miserable? Remember, we don't own the things we buy, they actually end up owning us. When you buy a fancy material good and it gets damaged or stolen, what happens to you? You have a terrible week, you tell yourself, oh, I'm so unlucky. That material good has ownership of your emotions. It's making you feel like shit now. So do you really own that material if it has complete control over you? Last year, I gave away my most prized possession. It was a signed Roberto Carlos jersey and a signed ball that he kicked into my arms. Being a competitive soccer player myself, I valued this possession so much, and it's because I valued it to this degree I had to get rid of it. So ask yourself this: are you really going to make more money just so you can spend it on things that weigh you down? Principle number 2, time. The second thing I'm very frugal with is my time now. Time is the most finite resource on earth, and I didn't realize this until I turned 25 last year. If you ask anyone close to me, they'll say Isa is that extrovert guy who loves to spend time with his family and friends. He organizes events, he's the main host, he says welcome, come in. Now, I truly don't give an F about that. I've actually become so ruthless with my time, and I've actually in a way turned introverted, which is really weird. I treat my schedule religiously. So if you're not on my calendar and I don't think you're worth my time, then guess what? You're not gonna see me. This is gonna sound harsh, but I've even distanced myself away from people I used to consider very close to, because I'm just done being pretentious and pretending to like other people and impressing others. Like, F people and F society. When you get older, you're gonna realize that everyone is nuts. And in order to maintain your peace, you're gonna have to say F the world and prioritize the things that are important to you only. And honestly, if you really think about it, you don't have that much time. With a full-time job, a fitness routine, your side hustles, your relationships, you cannot afford wasting time just effing around and winging it until you make it. So please take control over your time, be ruthless with people, prioritize yourself, learn how to say no. And people are gonna think you're toxic, but who cares? because the greatest disease that you can bring upon yourself is surrounding your time with useless things. For me, my time only fits the gym, my part-time job, my business, my side hustles, my meaningful relationships, and everyone else can fuck off. So you might be thinking, if I'm extremely frugal with all these things, what do I actually spend it on? Principle number 3, investing in myself. So I used to invest all my money in mutual funds, cryptocurrency, the stock market, and a retirement savings plan. Now, I don't put any of my money in that. I realized that I'll never make real gains with the amount of money I was putting in all of those things. And even if I did and retired with $2 million in the bank by the time I'm 60 years old, it would have taken 40 plus years to get there. And even then, after inflation, that $2 million might be worth $800,000, which is nothing to live on for the rest of your life. And that's if everything goes according to the market. And life has personally shown me how ruthless it can be. I've seen my family lose all their money in their banks in Lebanon. I've seen my family bet on the whole real estate market just to be screwed right now because the interest rate went up. I'm sorry, but the last thing I want is to rely on markets that I have zero control over. Okay, so what do I put all my money in if I don't invest in any of these things? I invest it all myself. So I buy courses, coaching programs, books, and resources that will allow me to acquire the skills that I need for my business in order to succeed. For example, instead of putting $5,000 into the stock market, I now put that into a coaching program that will teach me the principles of success for my business. Now I bought myself 2 years of free time that would have taken me that long to learn those exact skills that it took me to learn in 3 months now. I remember Alex Hormozi was saying the value of paying an insane amount of money, learning the skills you need in order to save you time. It's like paying down insurance on time. So that's what I do with my money now. I buy time. I've played it safe from 18 to 25, and now I finally realized that I need to buy time as much as I can, which allows me to work on my business, which will make me more money, which will buy me more time. So what's the end goal with all of this? I have a number that I want to hit in finance that will allow me to pay all my bills every month for the rest of my life without having me to work a day in my life. But it's not about retiring early. It's about having the freedom to spend time with my kids, my family, and pursuing other things that I find meaningful, like learning languages, playing sports, training in the gym, and even better, pursuing another entrepreneurship venture that will allow me to give value back to society, such as being an established author one day. This is why I want to inspire you guys to choose your own path and have your own goals, because if you rely on a system, you might find yourself completely unhappy because you felt like you had no control to change your life. One thing that helps me is that I look at people that I don't want to be like at all. So there's people like some members in my family that have certain jobs or tell me certain advice, and I tell myself, this is the opposite lifestyle I want. So I'm gonna drive my direction in the complete opposite way and put so much effort to get ahead of 99% of people. So if you see some unhealthy, overweight people in your life that have terrible mental health, just take the opposite direction of them. Because why would you listen to their advice when they are the last people you want to be like? Do I feel like an outcast? Yes. Do people judge me and think I'm weird? Yes. Is this path harder? Yes. But guess what? People will always look down on you and judge you no matter what. So I say F them and do what you think is best for you. Remember to be frugal with your time and money unless it's invested into yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I post content every weekend. Until next time, guys.